All right, everybody, it is time to map my side and front yard for the first time and see how well it mows it. So unfortunately, not sure why, but somehow this lost the map of my backyard, so I'm gonna have to remap that. I did move the RTK antenna in that one video, but it was only like 2 feet over, so it might have had something to do with that. But regardless, it only takes about 10-15 minutes to map, so not the end of the world. But if it happens again, I'll definitely update you guys. So to make the map of my side yard and front yard, which is very small, I'm going to show you how to do that, and then we're going to follow the robot, and we're just going to do a small portion for this video. So you got to go to create, make sure the grass is suitable, make sure your phone has power, make sure there's nothing obvious in the yard that doesn't need to be there. Then they give you a little video of how to do it, which I already know. And basically you just drive your Luba around the perimeter that you want cut. So we're going to go ahead and start to drive it. This is the controls. This moves it forward and backward, and of course this turns it here. So let's go ahead and drive it out. I remove restrictions just because I don't want this to kind of mess up anything or, you know, stop me from completing this map. So we're gonna move it out, and we're gonna start right here. I'm just gonna do my front yard for this. So I'm gonna go around and do the outside perimeter first, which is right about here. Turn it. Have it follow the path of my yard, or right at, you know, where the neighbor and we cut each other's. I'm gonna just weed whack that area up there rather than have the robot clean that. I'm just gonna follow this perimeter. You will have to weed whack regardless with this, so you don't have to worry about getting exactly up against it. But get as close as you can. Once this connects those lines up here, I believe it fills it in for you. So once we go straighter, it should stop and say it's complete. There you go, planning is complete. Please check and save your work. So as you can see, That's basically what we just mapped. We're gonna save it. I'm gonna have it, I'm just gonna do the small section because I haven't done it in sections yet. So we're gonna go to work, and it should, I believe, go ahead and cut that. Select the spot on the map, so we're gonna click this. See how it highlighted it? And then we're gonna click mow. Didn't select it for some reason. The device cannot reach the target area. What does that mean? Add channel if you want to create a no-go zones. I'm not sure what that means. Maybe it has to be in the area? I don't think so. Okay, yeah, it does. So you want to put it in the area. That's only because I think because it's off the charger. If it was on the charger, which as you can see is right there, it would do this with no issues. So let's go ahead and mow it. Oh, I forgot to select it again. Mow it. Oh, I have to add a channel to it. Okay, so that's it. So this is, well, no, it's gonna do it. So the channel is, if it's on its dock, it knows where to go to start the cleaning. So because this is a small section, it says it's only gonna take 33 minutes, which is pretty cool. So I want to customize, and I want it to where, or no, I have it on custom already. So I want the task speed up at its fullest. I want the object avoidance off because I know there's nothing in the way. Yeah, this is good. So we're gonna confirm it, and we are gonna go ahead and start the cleaning run, which I'll go ahead and try to record this for you as well. So now it's gonna basically position itself. Alright, so now I think it found the border. So now it's starting the actual cleaning run now. So it should follow that exactly how I followed it and then come back. Let's follow it and see exactly what happens. Because I haven't done anything, I guess, more tricky as the side yard and front yard. Because my backyard is pretty flat and easy to mow for pretty much anything. So it should only take 31 more minutes. But you know, if I had a lawnmower, I can get it done in probably 5, but obviously that's not the purpose of this, is to be quick, is so we don't have to do anything, which is nice. That's right, it does the whole perimeter first. Pretty cool. See how well it does around these edges and turns. And then near this bush. So far it's doing pretty dang good. See how it does on this taller piece. So that front bumper bar just got touched by that brick. That's why it stopped and made that noise. So it knows there's an object there, basically. It's doing a really good job so far. And once again, guys, remember, it's not going to get completely up against where you want it to go, because you have to weed whack regardless with this. So the fact that it's, you know, 6 inches away, that's completely fine. You could probably fine tune it and get it a little bit closer if you wanted to, but once again, if you're weed whacking, who cares? See, it just bumped the house there. Then it kind of takes a step back and says, okay, I can't go that way. I'm not sure why it's going that far out, but it should fill it in later. I think I'm thinking it did that there because the grass is a little bit taller in it. I'm not sure why it did that there, but that's okay, it's going. That's not. It just popped up poor positioning. But then it went away immediately. So let's see if continue. Ooh, that's not good. Poor positioning, just because we're right on the side of my house. That might be an issue. So bad positioning. It has some satellites. Not sure why. Let's try it again. Yeah, that's, as you can see, we're just on the side of my house. And it didn't do that during the mapping process, which is odd. Let me see if I have to steer it kind of in a better spot. I don't know. Let's see if it continues now. That is not good. Let's go over here. I'm surprised it did this. Let's try it here, because it was working, you know, a foot more to the right. It's always something, right guys? Sometimes you just have to wait a moment and then it'll reconnect itself. It's not looking like it wants to. This might be an issue, because this is the first time I've ever cut my side and front yard with this, which I would have thought it would mess up with the front yard, because there's plenty of skies. Let's see if I can go back down here and if it'll reconnect once we get out of the houses. Yeah, it did. So as you see the POS positioning, now it's fine and we have a bunch of satellites. That might be a bummer, guys. Let me go ahead and continue, just see what it does. So it's not even in the task area, which it should be. Alright, there we go. Now that it has a good position, let's see if it was just a hiccup. It might have been. So it should go back to where it left off. We'll see if it loses it again. If it does, I may have to toy with it to where, you know, I kind of just do from here over, which will still be a bummer, but I got to weed whack this little area anyways. So if I have to weed whack this anyways, another couple feet isn't going to kill me. Let's see if it messes up again. That could have just been a fluke. I really hope it doesn't, even though it keeps ramming into my house. So if it's going to, I think it would mess up right now. So because it hit the house, so now it's going wide, thinking there's an obstacle there. Don't bump it again. Here's where it's, come on, guy. And it might only do this the first time it runs. It might remember, you know, as it goes, but I don't know. But it hasn't lost the position, which is nice. Still a learning curve. This is still very new technology. It's still new for me, obviously. And it looks like it's probably gonna tap the house again. Turn. Let's hope it doesn't mess up anymore, because this is not as plug and play as I was hoping. I think once you dial in the map and get the map perfect with some trial and error like this, I think it's going to run really well. So I think it should go here and follow this next line perfectly, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, see how it's going to the right? So it should turn left here and follow. Okay, good. So it picked up pretty much exactly where it left off. Let's follow it around one more time and see how well it does. Hopefully it doesn't mess up again. Now that it got the perimeter, it should be nice and easy going. So now I think, this is just a prediction, it's gonna go straight and then come back right past me. I don't think it's gonna go right. Okay, what do I know? That's funny. If I remember right, when I did my backyard, it goes around the perimeter 2 or 3 times, and then it cuts inside of that. Big learning curve with anything like this, guys. But I really think once you get it down, you're gonna be good. Okay, now it's definitely doing a better job. Doesn't look like this big tree right here is going to mess it up either, which is good. What are you doing, bro? Kind of see how those Omni directional wheels work. A lot of people want all rubber because their yard is big or they have hills and ruts, which the all rubber is going to do a better job, but this isn't going to leave marks in your yard when it does like the tank turns and stuff. Looks like it's doing good now. Let's just hope it doesn't shut off over here. It'd be a big bummer if it does it again. So at least this time it's definitely not going to bump the house. But it's being cautious because it thinks there's something here from the earlier. There's a thick piece of brush right there. Yeah. And I have it set to the highest height, which is 70 millimeters. I believe it goes down to 30. And as you see, guys, it did not lose connection this time, which is great. So I might actually remap it again and just go, you know, 2 feet away from the house. To see how it's not getting close anyways. Once again, you got to weed whack that anyways. And there, it got over that thicker grass, so that's great. So trial and error, guys. So just because it messed up earlier doesn't mean it's going to mess up all the time. So now it should finish this with no problem. You get a lot of looks when people are driving past because they're like, what the heck is that thing? Not many people know this even exists. Which is cool. I love new technology. Pretty cool. Yeah, I think it's gonna go flawlessly the rest of the trip. Now I might have a hiccup here. I'm gonna set up my a camera and time lapse it, so we should see how it does around this planter. Because there's a really big thick root here, and then obviously those bricks are just kind of flopped everywhere. So we'll see how it handles stuff like that. Or at least get an idea. Alright, looks like it's working now. Like I said, I'll time lapse the front yard, so we'll probably miss the rest of this little side patch. But if it does mess up at all, I'll grab the camera and let you guys know. Then when it's done, we'll kind of go over the yard and see how well it looks. As you can see, the yard is pretty crappy. Half of it's dead, but it is what it is. We'll still get an idea of how well it cut. Alright guys, let me go set up the time lapse. Can you guys do me a big favor while I set that up? Go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe. It helps me a ton. If you have any comments about this, that you want to know anything about it, I can make you a YouTube short or another whole entire video explaining whatever your comment is. Thanks guys. Alright everybody, it is done, as you saw from that time lapse. It did get a kind of a mess up here, but you know what, I thought about it afterwards. I'm like, you know, that's completely my fault. I'm trying to kind of rush this when I shouldn't be. It's a very detailed product that relies on satellites, and I'm going and thinking it's going to avoid this flower bed when they have no-go zones that I should have added and I didn't. But even with that being said, it did get caught up once, actually twice, but it's just me taking it out and telling it to remow, and then it figured it out and finished the job. So I will definitely be remapping this small front yard whenever I remap my backyard, and I'm going to do, you know, a couple feet away from anything that it, you know, bumped into, so I won't have that issue. And then I'm going to add a no-go zone around this perimeter, because once again, who cares if it gets really close to it, because you got to weed whack anyways. I know I keep saying that, but a lot of people don't remember that with these robotic lawnmowers. They think it's just going to do everything, and that's definitely not the case. But other than that, you can tell it, I mean, it cut the entire front yard pretty well, and the side yard pretty well as well. So I'm pretty happy. And because I started it not on its dock, when it was done, it stopped right here and just waited for me to self-dock it. So I just came out and drove it over to the dock and backed it in myself. And now it's charging and it's ready to go again. So minus my mistakes, I think it did awesome there. It did not lose connection again. So I'm not sure why it did that one time while it first went out. So I don't see that being an issue again. If it does, I'll update you guys later. But if I go a couple more feet out from the house, I don't think it's going to lose the connection like it did. So I will have to soon, probably tomorrow, depending on if it rains, I got to remap this gigantic backyard, and I'll get that cutting again, and I'll get you guys a much better time lapse where it actually looks cool, and it's a quick video for you guys, probably YouTube short or something. That's pretty much it. Minus, like I said, a couple of hiccups that were more my fault than its fault. It's pretty damn awesome. If you guys made it through this long video, I appreciate it. Go ahead and hit that like button for me. These videos do take a lot of time and effort to make it right for you guys, and I'd really appreciate it if you like the video for me, and consider subscribing. I got a lot more videos coming from this. All right guys, you all have a great day, and if you have any questions, once again, drop them down below, and have an awesome day. See you. Happy 4th of July.